What's up, guys? It is that Panda guy. I'm here again with another video, and today we're looking at our second video of Island. Honestly, Island is around the corner at the point of this video, so I am a little bit slacky, though I also have been uploading other videos. I do have one in the storage right now with the late field marches, so I hope you guys will end up enjoying that. We do end up swarming a lot of towers. The thing is, I know people's points where like swarming towers is somewhat bad if you're kind of fighting a big enough alliance who can kind of maintain that, and then they just melt you out. But what I was trying to do here was I was trying my best to melt and milk these guys for as much as I could, because I was doing really good damage, really good trades, and we were trading really well. Because even in this situation, you see they're running Cynthia and freaking Maxine on the garrison, right? And not only that, it's just a weak player, and they start filling this thing, and the trades are disgustingly in our favor. And the thing is, we have very limited troops, obviously, so even if the trades are really good, this is still a struggle. But you want to try to melt these guys as soon as possible. We were trying to do as much damage as soon as possible, and also we were trying to make sure we disconnected them from mid as soon as possible, so we could maybe zero the players who were still stuck on mid before they woke up. And not only that, we also were just trying to, like I said, cripple their players. But this ended up working as well as we wanted, as they just had too much firepower. And like I said, these guys were a very resilient group, and they were just super willing to fight with all they freaking had, because these guys were going crazy. I'm gonna be completely fair, these guys were going freaking ham with their defense game. I'm not even gonna lie. And I will say we do end up getting some zeros up on mid. The thing is, it took so long to burn out their towers because they built back a little bit. And I think that this was like the best time for us to strike. And the thing is, it wasn't like we went and waited till they were asleep. We waited until like I think it was resetish time, right? And we waited till around that time, and then we started striking. And the thing is, like it wasn't even intentional, because I didn't even we didn't even know their time zones. But I guess it was just a really good time on our part, and just a really bad time on their part. I mean, they still had a good amount of activity, but a lot of their players were sleeping, or at least like a good chunk of them were sleeping up mid and stuff. And this is why I always say, make sure you shield when you're going to sleep and stuff, even if you think that you're in a really secure spot, even if you think your group is like top of the top. I would never risk it. The only case is maybe in Boone, right? If I'm in an island with a bunch of 6 billion alliances, I can trust in Boone to maybe hold down the towers, because I just believe that these guys are very capable in this case. But when you're kind of in an island like this, where a lot of the alliances are more so kind of similar strength, and you can't always rely on your very limited amount of whales to be on. It's just not very reliable to wait on. We also had some ally help, by the way, from Frog up there. Thank you to Frog. I think that was like previous. That's like a Region 18 alliance. But they did end up helping us here. The thing is, I will say, like, the alliances around the map weren't very helpful. Frog was probably the most helpful. And the thing is, I don't think Frog overall had the activity and manpower to really provide too much assistance, but they did end up providing enough that it would distract them a slight bit to the side. Also, they're kind of getting hit with AoE here, and our other allies weren't really much of help until kind of the zeroing started. So it was unfortunate, though. I'm not really mad. I think that it was still a good island. I think we still had a good fight, so I can't really say I complain. But it would have been nice if we did get some more help in that in that scenario. Also, this rally was iffy to me, because the thing is, although they can run this rally, I just don't think they had enough active people to kind of keep these things full without a swarm on it. And the thing is, they tried swarming. They ended up swarming this tower, as you see here, and the report will not show the swarms for some freaking region. For some freaking reason, and it does this sometimes with the reports, right? But I can tell you guys this swarm was really bad on the enemy's part, right? Like, there was only like there were a lot of T4 and T5 players swarming this, and people reinforcing were getting hundreds of thousands of kills with very minimal losses. That's what I'll say, right? Like, the trades were disgusting. Like, I hate when they never show the swarms, because then it makes also like it also just makes the report look bad, because as a defender, if you're getting swarmed on the tower, the rally report's generally going to be doing better, because you're debuffing on the tower, you're buffing the rally as well by kind of committing these swarms. And it just makes the rally perform better, obviously. And you're kind of putting less pressure on the rally by, committing these type of swarms. But you know, when your swarms are not trading well, it's just a no bueno, right? And you see here, like, the report doesn't look the best, but you know, obviously the report wasn't showing the full thing. You know, that's why I always hate. It always just makes me kind of ticked off. You know, like it's happened to me so many times that I'm just used to it at this point. You know, I don't understand what triggers it not to send the full report, but you know, whatever, man. And here we go. We're swarming this player. This dude was loaded. We had a few, I think we had like 2 or 3 players from Rain who ended up having, you know, nearly 1 billion resources or a few 100 million resources. So these guys got freaking just looted to hell and back, right? Like these guys just got that it was painful. And you know what's even suckier? One of the guys who had 1 billion resources actually ended up shielding before we could zero him, right? He ended up shielding his base. I think it was like after the first hit, like the first wave or something, and he got hit for a little bit. He shielded, and I think he like, you know, got online. But he ported back to around where our towers were, and we end up popping his tower later on because I think they push our towers back and then we push theirs back again. And you know, we end up catching this dude off territory, and or at least I do. You know, I don't think our members were really there, but I caught him off territory, and then I finished the whole zero, and I just managed to loot it by myself or with one other guy. That was freaking crazy. And you know, like he literally saved himself from being looted just to get looted a few hours later. Basically, that's got to be like one of the worst feelings ever, you know. That being said, I still want to give bravo to Rain. I know I did this in my last video, but honestly they were a really good opponent, you know. Like at least at this scale especially, you know, you would have expected like a much harder fight on their end. Also, some people were, you know, making really bad mistakes solo in these bases, or they would try to commit a swarm again. Like there was this you know, the guy right above this, we end up rallying him. He's like 100 million, right? And we get a first rally off. He burns and he maybe drops 2 to 3 million might, and we run another rally because, you know, obviously, like when you're at that size, right? Like let's say you have 5 million troops. You get hit with one rally, that does not make you swarmable. You know, let's say you lose 1 million troops in that one rally, you're not swarmable. You're not swarmable. It's just crazy to me that some people are willing to swarm that. And you see him here, by the way, you know, I think this is like a common mistake where people just, you know, kind of see a player like this. You see him drop with one rally, and then it's like an adrenaline rush hits you. You know, everybody starts swarming. And, you know, I will say, like right here, I think he's about to get swarmed. This is much more acceptable because, you know, he's obviously down to a much more minuscule amount of troops. Not only that, a rally's actually hitting him, meaning that the rally's tanking the damage. And you see there, boom, one solo gets melted. And I will say this also happens where, you know, you'll have someone like this get rallied, you'll see them get to red. You know, like I said, swarming during that is much more reasonable. But I think that some people actually will end up sending marches, you know, to attack the target. And when he's already burnt, you know, after everybody's walked away, he's already burnt. His troops that are, you know, maybe lightly wounded recover back into his wall. Boom, those people who were, you know, walking towards him from further away end up actually hitting him without knowing that, you know, he was burning or something. And then you end up losing a lot of troops, and you know, you just weren't paying attention. You got to be really paying attention if you're gonna help hit a guy like this, especially if your marches are further away. It's just absolutely crazy to me. And you see here, this guy got swarmed right away. And I don't think that this would be an issue if these guys were big enough to handle. And you see here from the trades, like you see the numbers on the like people swarming him. The trades aren't good enough for it to be that worth it, right? I'm a freaking crazed out. But I guess these guys also just came in island raid, had a very minimal action as well. So it does make more sense that these guys were just more willing to lose some troops here. You know, why not have some fun? I guess. But yeah, that should be about it to the video. You know, you're going to see a little bit more, you know, target hitting, but that is about it. I do appreciate you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys enjoyed this, you know, little island with me so far. I mean, I still have another video or two I will be trying to post and edit and stuff. So yeah, I do appreciate you guys though. You know, I hope you guys having a wonderful day or night though. And I will see you guys in the next one. And that is it to this video. And yeah, peace.